Once again, and here I am with a beautiful skin lesion, right? I'm going to go step by step in analyzing this diagnosis. If you have any doubts in between, do put in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply. And never forget to download the RxTricks app, which is trusted by more than 60% of the residents in the country. So let's start. So this is a skin lesion. If you look that, you have an overlying epidermis, and obviously there's something in this dermal area which we are not able to appreciate in this power. But one thing which is clear is I'm not having good amount of adnexal tissue, so something is effacing the architecture of the dermal normal dermis here, right? So let's have a quick look at the lesion. Let's zoom in a little bit. In this power, one thing which I can clearly say is this epidermal change, right? You can see that it's lots of deepening clefts, right? This we call it in pseudo epitheliomatous hyperplasia of the epidermis. That is not the primary pathology here, but I just want you to have a look. Okay, that is something which is happening, so there should be some abnormality in the dermis or in the epidermis in this biopsy, right? Let's go a little bit in depth to see what is happening in the lesion, right? Because this lesion can be appreciated only on a higher power image. Okay, so if you look at this image, there is something which is playing the collagen fibers of the dermis, right? So you can see that the collagen fibers is regular here. If you come to this area, something is playing it, right? Let's go a little bit higher power. If you go to a little bit higher power, what you can actually see here is these are the normal collagen fibers of dermis, like I said, in the low power. And if you can see here, you have good amount of cells which are kind of pushing them away, right? So it's playing them, right? And if you have to describe this cell, right, if you're first here, everything goes to the description, right? I can clearly say that. Let's go to a little bit of a higher power to appreciate the morphology a bit better. I can say these cells are definitely oval to polygonal in shape, right? Some of them might have a spindled appearance, maybe somewhere here close to it, but predominant of them are a little bit of oval to polygonal shape, and they have an abundant eosinophilic cytoplasm. The nuclei here are not very dense. Some of them are definitely vesicular. You can see the vesicular nature of the nucleus. To compare it, we have to look at the lymphocyte. This is a dense nuclei, and definitely you can look at this is definitely a vesicular nuclei compared to the dense closed chromatin of a lymphocyte in the same lesion, right? It's a little bit of a vesicular nuclei. I would not say there's a moderate atypia. Do I have any pattern of arrangement? I would say it's like a cluster, right, or a syncytial network. Maybe some areas kind of nesting area, but most of them they are syncytial network of tumor cells. That's what you're seeing, right? Now let's go back to the lower power. Now I can easily appreciate the cell morphology here once I've understood how the cell looks in a higher power, right? Definitely whatever I said initially, it's kind of splaying the dermal collagen here, little bit of more intricate collagen network here, and all of them are syncytial arrangement of the same epithelial same cells what we described, right? Now what could be the differential diagnosis, right? I'm having good amount of clusters of cell which is not having a very defined tumor like morphology. It's kind of infiltrating everywhere. It's an irregular thing, right? So one, it could be a reactive histiocytic lesion. It could be an histioid leprosy, possible. Could be a mycobacterial tumor, possible. Could be sometimes melocoplakia, because that also will have abundant amount of collection of these macrophages. But for melocoplakia to see, I should see some amount of Michaelis Gedman bodies, which I'm not seeing here, right? Okay, or it could be just alveolar soft pot sarcoma. That also will have the classical appearance, but the differential diagnosis of alveolar soft pot sarcoma, it will have the alveolar structure, and in the center, it will kind of disintegrate. It's not having the exact structure, and disintegration is not seen, so I'm kind of ignoring that. It could be a rhabdomyoma, right? Very well could be a rhabdomyoma, or it could be hibernoma or a granular cell tumor. These are my primary differential diagnosis. First and foremost, histiocytic lesion, because I'm sitting in the hub of India with good amount of histiocytic lesions can come inside, right? Leprosy could be a possibility, alveolar soft sarcoma, granular cell tumor. These are the common possibilities here, right? Now let's see how we can differentiate any one of them, right? So to call it a histiocytoid lesions, I can do definitely an CD marker to say it's an histiocytic origin, or could to say it's in leprosy, I can do a AFB positivity, right? AFB was done in this case and it was negative, so we have ruled out the histioid leprosy kind of the lesion, or mycobacterial pseudotumor kind of lesions, right? Now then we had the second differential diagnosis of an granular cell tumor that was higher up in the hierarchy compared to the alveolar soft part, because the disintegration is not there and I don't have the exact alveolar architecture. We do have in the RxDX app good case of alveolar soft part sarcomas as well, right? If at all required, I can do an TFE3 to prove it's positive or not. So since we had a DD of soft tissue granular cell tumor, we went ahead with the marker which will be very very helpful in this condition, which is S100, right? That's a beautiful S100. Before going to it, I want you to show here a positive control of S100, which is always required before interpreting any IHC. Is a intestinal lesion where you have the ganglion cells and everything positive for S100, right? Now, if you go back to the lesion here, this is the same biopsy, same condition. You can see the pseudoepitheliomatous hyperplasia, and it's beautifully densely positive for S100, right? That's a typical diagnosis of granular cell tumor, right? I want you to comment in the below section few questions, few leading questions. One, will melocoplakia be positive for S100? Will histioid leprosy be positive for S100? And what is the marker which is diagnostic for an alveolar sarcoma? Again, please don't forget to download the RxDS app. Let's learn pathology together. Bye bye.